Hey, good evening. Hey, I got something to share with you today. Uh, a believer came to me today and asked me to go over the 1776 Commission, the Declaration of Independence. I said, okay, cool, I'm going to check it out. And before I can get out of the introduction, I said, shit, that's really all I need to know, you know. And what I'm trying to say is these documents are not bad. They're really good. It was just the man who governed and ruled that made him look bad or fail to fulfill his true purpose out of racism and injustice. But anyway, let me share a little bit with you that I come up with. A little bit I added, I made it more modern, I made it a little bit more modern. Hold on one second, let me get it. Okay, let me start reading to you so I can get on with my business. It says, in the course of human events, there have always been those who deny or reject human freedom, even today. Americans will never falter in defending the fundamental truths of human liberty proclaimed on July 4, 1776. We must always hold these truths. The declared purpose of the President's Advisory 1776 Commission is to enable a rising generation to understand the history and principles of the founding of the United States in 1776 and to strive to form a more perfect union. This requires a restoration of American education. Much more today, I add, which can only be grounded on the history of those principles that is accurate, honest, unifying, inspiring, and ennobling. To make America great, that shining city the founders of this report intended, can only be done by truthfully recounting the aspirations and actions of the men and women who sought to build America as a shining city on a hill, one that protects the safety and promotes the happiness of its people, as they fail to do, past and present. As an example, to be admired and emulated by nations of the world that wish to steer their government toward greater liberty and justice. The record of our founders striving and the nation they built is our shared inheritance. But you have those who just want to tear it up with no place to go. I mean, you got others taking your spot while you running around focus on something that's irrelevant today, God said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And our leadership is, I'm not going to even speak on that. Y'all already know. As Abraham Lincoln said, not for one people or one time, but for all people, for all time. Today, however, Americans are deeply divided about the meaning of their country, its history, and how it should be governed. This division is severe enough to call to mind the disagreements between, as I speak of today, the Democrats and Republicans. They are on totally two different paths. The disagreements between the Democrats and Republicans today, as it was during the Civil War. They amount to a dispute over not only the history of our country, but also its present purpose and future direction. If properly understood, this document will address the concerns and aspirations of Americans of all social classes, income levels, races, religions, regions, and all walks of life. As well as these facts provide necessary and wise cautions against unrealistic hopes, checks, and understanding can we gain ground. The American people have ever pursued freedom and justice, which are the political conditions for living well. To learn this history is to become a better person, a better citizen, and a better partner of the American experiment of self-government. Comprising actions by imperfect human beings, the American story has its share of missteps, errors, contradictions, and wrongs. These wrongs have always met resistance from the clear principles of the nation, and therefore our history is far more one of self-sacrifice, courage, and nobility. America's principles are named at the outset to be both universal, applying to everyone, and eternal, existing for all time. The remarkable American story unfolds under and because of these great principles. Of course, neither America nor any other nation has perfectly lived up to the universal truths of equality, liberty, and justice. What America needs is God. Then the purpose of these documents can and would be fulfilled. That's it. It's just ignorance, a lot of hate, racism. People calm down, look at the matter truthfully, stop blaming and own up to what really happened and come to some type of agreement to fix things. Smooth sailing, simple, easy, But as long as we keep getting this foolish, ungodly leadership, we're sinking all the way to the bottom. But anyway, thanks for your time. God is the greatest.